From the following trial balance of Khandawala Enterprises, prepare final accounts. And trial balance as on 31st March 18, that is your year end, 31st March 2018 is given. Now for your benefit, debit and credit is already given in the trial balance, and we have been seeing from the beginning. Debit means two items to be included there. One is all expenses, because debit all expenses, and in the balance sheet, the asset side is the debit side. So these two items are going to be here. That is your hint. And exactly opposite for the credit. Credit all incomes, they are going to be here. And apart from that, you will also have liabilities, which will be in the credit. Okay. Use that to your advantage. And now answer. I want the answer from you. Three things: whether it will go in trading account, whether it will go in profit and loss account, or if you say balance sheet, then whether it is an asset or a liability. Let's mark very quickly the things that we have to do here. So starting with the first item, capital, to be written where?
Assets.
Capital. Which column it is in?
Liability.
It is a liability. In fact, the first item on the liability side is capital. Okay. And opposite of capital is drawings. Where do you write drawings?
Minus on liability side.
Yes. Minus from the capital itself. Capital and drawings, everything relating to the owner, you show it together. So capital and drawings, both will be shown on the liability side. But if you see, drawings is debit and liabilities is credit. So they cannot have both the same sign. Drawings has to be deducted. So we will put a minus sign for drawings. Very good. Continue. The next item, opening stock.
Trading account.
First item on the trading debit side. Then continue. Purchases.
Trading account.
Trading. Direct expenses.
Trading account.
Also trading account. Initially when we had a discussion, what items go to trading account and what items go to profit and loss account? All direct expenses relating to manufacturing, okay, they go to trading account. So direct expenses has everything to do with your factory, everything relating to the manufacturing process. So that's why trading account. Continue. Sales.
Trading account.
Trading account. Now the next item only says returns. Now is this purchase returns or is this sales returns? What do you think? Only the word returns is given. Purchases or sales? Which type of returns are these?
Sales return.
Can take a guess, and you are right. Sales returns is correct, because remember, sales and the returns will never come on the same side, and these items are not on the same side. If you see, sales is on the credit side as usual because it is an income, and the returns is on the opposite side. Returns, whether it is purchase return or sales return, they will always be on the opposite side, and here you have it. So this returns is sales returns, remember. And what do? You are going to minus it, of course, written in the trading account. Okay. So good. Purchase returns would have been incorrect. Sales return is correct, because sales and sales return, they have to be on the opposite side always, and they are. So these returns are sales return. Good. Continue. The next item, rent and taxes.
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss account. Bad debts.
Liabilities.
Okay. Now I told you, whatever is given in the trial balance is going to have only one effect. Anything outside, below, when you see adjustments, those things are going to be written twice. What you pick up from this table is only going to be written once. And up to now, where have you been writing bad debts?
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss account. It is already the loss that you have. Bad debts is in profit and loss account. And then for the first time, reserve for bad debts. This is that RDD. And if you see, RDD is in the credit side. So this is that part where I said some extra discussion is going to be there. For now, let's leave this item. Okay. Where to write? You don't know this. Reserve for bad debts or RDD, reserve for doubtful debts, is the same thing. Where to record? We don't know. The one that you have to do in the adjustment, that we have seen how to record the adjustment. Okay. But one which is already calculated and given to you, how do you record that? There is some discussion. And initially, you will find this item a little complicated, but we have to go through that procedure. So leave that item pending. That is RDD. Let's move further. Discount, where will you write?
Profit and loss and balance sheet.
Just now I told you, anything you pick up from the table has to have only one effect, only one place. Don't say two effects. Two effects is for the discussion below. So don't say two effects. Only one place. Where are you going to write discount?
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss account. And this is in the debit column. So you will continue to write on the debit side. This discount which is in the debit, is it discount received or discount given?
Discount received. No, discount given.
This is discount given to customers. When we give discount, it is a loss for us. So, and losses have to be debited. If it was discount received, it would have come in the credit column because credit all incomes. This is not discount received. This is discount given. See the next item immediately. Commission received. See how it has come in the credit side because that is an income. Commission received. Where will you write? Profit and loss account only, but credit side. Okay. Then further, debtors and creditors given in one line, and amount is both in debit as well as credit. Which one is which? How to recognize?
Creditors is liability.
So the credit part that you see, those are creditors, and 20,250 which is in the debit, those are debtors. Okay, because debtors are assets, assets are in the debit, creditors are liability, and they are to be written in the credit. So yes, when both are given in the same line, the debit one are debtors and the credit one are creditors. Then continue all of those items next. Furniture,
Assets.
asset, machinery,
Asset.
asset, goodwill.
Assets.
Goodwill is also an asset. It is an intangible asset. Furniture you can touch, table, chairs you can touch, machinery you can touch that piece of machine. Goodwill is the value of the business which is in money terms, okay, and that also is an asset, but you cannot see goodwill or touch goodwill. That's why it is known as an intangible asset. But it's okay for our purpose to record. As long as you know that it is an asset, that's all. We will record on the balance sheet asset side. Next, very, very careful. Wages and salaries. Where will you write?
Trading.
Very good. Trading account. Why? Because when both of them come together, I told you, look at only the first word. And we know that wages goes to trading account. What about the next item? Salaries.
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss account. And salaries are paid only for 10 months, they're saying, which is incorrect. We will have to do some adjustment to salaries because I told you, whenever you record for a period of 12 months. This is not recorded for 12 months. They are saying it is recorded for 10 months only. So some adjustment to be done. I have already put a tick mark for salaries. Next is advertisement. Where do you write advertisement?
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss.
Then expenditure, P&L. Investment in debentures.
Asset.
Yes, asset. Investment is money that you have invested in some other, like for example, debentures, or it can be shares, or it can be in fixed deposit, but it is your money kept somewhere else. Later on, those investments, if you sell, you are going to receive money in the future. Any money to be received in the future is an asset. Investment, once before we have seen somewhere, it comes on the asset side. And then the last item, loans and advances. Where do you
Liabilities.
Liabilities.
Excellent. So trial balance is over. Up to now, all of these items are going to be written only once. Adjustments are the one where you have not recorded or recorded incorrectly. That's when you start writing twice. One time debit and one time credit. So let us see now. The first adjustment, closing stock. From the beginning, we have seen this adjustment, closing stock. Two places that you are going to write. One is trading account and stock is your asset. So adjustment number one regarding closing stock, you already know. Point number two, rent of 4,000 has been prepaid. Oh, you have paid extra. Not done correctly. So go to rent and tick mark rent because that item you have not recorded correct. So some adjustment is going to be done there. Just tick mark. All those adjustments which are required to be done in the trial balance, you go and tick mark that item, because remember, whenever we do that adjustment, we require a line below that item to show that adjustment. So you need to remember to leave a line. Okay, that's why we are making a tick mark on that item. Okay, so 2 items up to now I have tick mark: rent and taxes, because it is prepaid, and salaries, because it is not paid for full 12 months, it is outstanding. So salaries also is tick mark. Then, okay, this is the important adjustment and one of the most important adjustments in final accounts. Okay, and today we are taking that. So let us see what it is. Provide 2% reserve for bad debts. Reserve for bad debts is RDD. Whether you call it reserve for bad debts or reserve for doubtful debts, it's the same thing. The important word is reserve. You have to provide 2% RDD on debtors. Okay, that is an adjustment. And it was realized that our debtor worth rupees 1,000 proved to be bad and has to be written off. This is bad debts. There are 2 adjustments here. One is RDD, possible loss, it may happen. And one, they are saying already, one of our debtor, 1,000 rupees, he is already proved to be bad, means it is confirmed that you are going to have this loss. That is bad debts, actual loss, 1,000. So 2 adjustments are there in point number 3. Both of them are to be done on the item of debtors. So go back to your trial balance and tick mark debtors. And this time debtors, how many times will you tick mark? 1 and 2. 2 times we have to tick mark debtors. 2 adjustments to be done. There's going to be a lot of discussion on debtors and its 2 adjustments. Remember, one item we have kept pending also on top. All of them is going to come together. So, okay, leave point number 3. We will see what is to be done. Only thing is tick mark debtors twice. Right. Then the 4th adjustment, write off depreciation 7.5% on machinery and 15% on furniture. 2 assets, the value is changing, it is reducing, and that is going to be our loss. Tick mark furniture and machinery. They have an adjustment of depreciation. And then finally, point number 5, create discount on creditors at 3%. Creditors giving a discount, the first adjustment that we discussed today. If they give us a discount, it is an income for us, but the value of creditors will have to be changed. So go to creditors and tick mark creditors once. Creditors are giving us a discount. Today's first adjustment when we discussed, it was relating to creditors. Okay. All adjustments we have discussed there. When we come back to the preparation part, we will again have a discussion how we are going to record that item. So the next thing that you will do is draw a format. Again, side by side, take 2 pages. Left hand side, trading and profit and loss account full page, and right hand side, you draw the balance sheet. Come on, start. Okay, the first item, capital, 55,000. In the balance sheet, we have already written the word capital. Inner column write down 55,000. And below that, always leave about 4 lines. The next item, drawings exactly opposite of capital, so minus from there, less drawings. Amount is 3,000. Now what you're going to do is just copy, okay? Pick up from the question and write it in the correct place. If there is an adjustment, immediately write it in the inner column. You have opening stock next. The first item, trading account, to opening stock, 16,400. Below that, purchases. In this question, there is no adjustment on purchases. Purchase return is not there. So directly you can write in the outer column, 31,100. Then the next item, purchases. After that, direct expenses, continue in the trading account, 2 direct expenses. Amount is 2,500. And then you have sales. But while reading, we already discussed there is also sales returns. So you are going to write in the inner column sales 50,000. And the immediate next item is sales return. So below sales, write down less sales returns 1,980. Deduct from 50,000 and tell me the net sales.
3,020.
40.
48,020.
48,020. Okay. Then continue. Rent and taxes, that is a profit and loss account debit item. So come below the line and write to rent and taxes. Is there an adjustment on this?
Yes.
Yes, we had tick mark rent because it is prepaid. So write in the inner column 6,000. Adjustment, of course, when we come to that paragraph below, we will do it. But for now, how to record? Write in the inner column and leave one line and draw that arrow. So you know that this line is going to be used for adjustment. Further, next is bad debts. Okay. Now bad debts, a little discussion before we move forward. What you are going to do is start with bad debts. So you'll write 2 bad debts. And in the bracket, you write old. The one that you see in the table in the trial balance, that is always the old items. So 2 bad debts, old. What is the value given? 400. And you will write that in the inner column, 400. Then along with that, the next item is reserve for bad debts. This also is old. Anything given to you in the trial balance is old. But that has to be subtracted. Less old RDD. And I will tell you also why we are subtracting. Old RDD is 1,500. Now here is the reason why we are subtracting. Same logic that we used for drawings. Same logic that we use for sales return and purchase return. Same logic is also for old RDD. Here is the reason. Have a look at in which column RDD is given to you. This 1500 is in which column?
Credit.
Credit side. Can a credit item go to the debit side? Yes, it can, provided you change the sign. That is why old RDD, the one given to you in the trial balance, you always take it to the debit, and you can do that provided you put that negative sign. And we have done that. A credit item we have brought to the debit by changing the sign. Okay, this is done. But remember, there are going to be new bad debts which have to be added, plus new bad debts. And there is also going to be new RDD. And these 4 items, when we do the adjustment, then you will get the value in the outer column. Right now we don't have it because these 2 will come from the adjustments, and we have not reached the adjustments yet. But I'm already writing and keeping so that you remember you have to leave those 2 lines. Now out of all these things, old RDD is the only one that is going to trouble because that is on the other side. That's why that is the only item which is minus. All the other items are plus. Okay, so yes, you will get used to it eventually, but for now, okay, even if you have not understood 100%, just keep writing. Eventually you will understand. So below, the 2 things that came from the trial balance that we have picked up, 2 will come from the adjustment, and the format to be used is the same one each and every time. Bad debts old minus old RDD, and then plus new items, new bad debts, and new RDD. Okay. Lot of discussion is going to be there on debtors, lots. So today you are going to see some of it. Let's move on to the next item. After these two, you have discount. It's in the debit, so continue on the debit. To discount. For your understanding, you can write in the bracket discount given, or it is known as discount allowed. 2,375. That side. Then the next item, commission received. This is an income. You will write on the credit side of profit and loss account. Always leave first line because gross profit will come from trading account here. So leave that line. And below that, write by commission received. Amount of commission received 255. Half the things question will already help you. It's given in the credit, we are writing in the credit. Given in the debit, we write in the debit. Of course, some items, they go to the opposite side and we change the sign. Those you have to remember. Let's go further. After commission received, debtors and creditors, both given in the same line, we already discussed. Debtors on the debit, which is the asset side, write down debtors. It has an adjustment, so you're going to write in the inner column 20,250. And I'm going to leave 3 lines under this. You will understand later why we are leaving. You also leave 3 lines below debtors. And then creditors on the liability side 18,500. Creditors also has an adjustment. Write in the inner column 18,500. Continue further. Next is furniture, again on the asset side. Furniture. But we have to depreciate furniture, so write again in the inner column 6,000. Leave a line. And then you have machinery, which also has depreciation, again inner column. Wherever adjustments, continue to write in the inner column. Machinery is 12,000. Next, goodwill, also an asset, but directly you can write in the outer column nothing relating to goodwill, 7,500. Next is wages and salaries. The first word wages will tell you that it has to come to trading account. Write down to wages and salaries. Amount is 7,000. Then next, you have salaries for 10 months. They are saying salaries is an item of profit and loss. So come below the line and write down 2 salaries, but I will write it in the inner column. Inner column because you have not recorded salaries, correct. So 5,000. That is only for a period of 10 months. 2 months you have not paid, and not paid is known as outstanding, not yet paid. Outstanding salary we will have to calculate, and because you have not paid, add here. What is the adjustment for outstanding? Plus outstanding. If you have not paid, then add here and keep, because always record for 12 months. Up to now you have recorded only for 10. Now it is time to record totally for 12 months. So how do you find out that amount? Now listen, 5,000 rupees has been paid for a period of how many months? 10 months. So from this information, can you tell me per month, what is going to the salary?
500.
Correct. You must have paid per month 500 rupees. That's how when you multiply for 10 months, the value is 5,000. But I don't want for 10 months. I want for a period of totally 12 months, which means I have to calculate and add for 2 months extra. So for 2 months, how much will be my salary?
1000.
That's right, 1,000. Okay. So what I'm going to do is plus outstanding 1,000. And that's how totally will become now 6,000 in the outer column. And is 6,000 the correct figure? Answer is yes. If you say that 500 rupees per month is the salary which we calculated here, and that has to be paid for a period of totally 12 months, if I multiply 12 into 5, 66,000, and that is the correct amount which is shown. So now I have recorded correct. Earlier it was not correct. 5,000 is not correct. 6,000 is correct. So plus outstanding 1,000. Yes, but that is only one effect. Any adjustment you do has to have two effects, and this is an adjustment. You added 1,000. 1,000 is not paid today. 1,000 will have to be paid in the future. Can you tell me where else will I write this 1,000?
Liability.
Very, very good. You will write on the liability side, because anything that you have to pay in the future is on the liability. You write down the item is outstanding salary. And 1,000 is something that has to be paid in the future. Good. Okay. Adjustment relating to salaries already over. We move on to the next. Advertisement. No adjustment. It is an expenditure directly in profit and loss account debit side to advertisement. And amount is 9,000. Next, investment in debentures. That is an asset investment. You have purchased investment. Debentures is a type of security, it is called, like how you have shares. Similarly, you have debentures also. If you have purchased that, it is your investment, because in future you can sell and receive money. Investment in debentures. $8,500. Asset side. And then the last item of the trial balance, loans and advances. Taking a loan is a liability. So on the liability side, loans and advances. Amount is 13,750. Okay. Now we move on to the adjustments. Remember, you will be doing two effects at a time, two effects everywhere. So the first adjustment is closing stock. One effect is, in trading account, the way you wrote opening stock on the debit, closing stock is on the opposite side on the credit. By closing stock, amount is given to you 17,250. One effect is here. And this closing stock is some surplus goods which you have produced but could not sell. It's in stock. Next year you are going to sell and receive money. So second effect is asset. Any item for which money you are going to receive in future is an asset. Closing stock, second effect. 17,250. Let's move further. Okay, point number 2. Rent of 4,000 has been prepaid. You have paid extra. That also is incorrect. Paying less is incorrect. Paying more also is incorrect. So come to the item rent and taxes. It's going to be the opposite of outstanding. Outstanding, we had recorded less, so we added. If you have already recorded extra, then minus. Less, remove from there. Prepaid. And amount has been given to us. Rent of 4,000 has been prepaid. So remove 4,000 from there. When you minus, the actual amount of rent is 2,000. Extra whatever is paid, you don't have to pay it in the future. That is a benefit. So second effect is going to be on the asset side. Prepaid rent. Come to the asset side. Right down. Below closing stock, prepaid rent. And exactly opposite. If you see what you did for outstanding, there add and your liability. Prepaid was opposite. There you minused. So here also it should come on the opposite side, and that is on the asset side. This is another way of learning. One is understanding with logic and explanation. One is also seeing the rules. Mathematically, is it correct? So it is working both ways. Prepaid rent 4,000. Then, okay, the next one very, very important, and that is relating to debtors. Debtors, 2 adjustments to be done. That is reserve, possible loss, and one is bad debts, which is actual loss. Both have to be adjusted here. And there is a sequence to be followed. Remember, when you do adjustment on debtors, always provide for the actual loss first. Actual loss, which is bad debts. So always, whenever 2 adjustments are given together, you are going to do the bad debts adjustment first, not the RDD, not the reserve adjustment. First, the bad debts adjustment. So when you read, the first point is up to reserve. We don't want that right now. What is actual loss? The next part of the sentence, that our debtor worth 1,000 proved bad and he is not going to pay. So that is your actual loss, 1,000. So let's record that. So debtors, 20,250 is not what you are going to receive. One of the customer is not going to pay you. Less bad debts. And how much is that amount? 1,000. 1,000. Deduct and write the total again in the inner column itself, because there are 2 adjustments out of which only one is over. So don't put it in the outer column. One more adjustment is pending. So deduct. How much is the value of debtors now in the inner column?
19,250.
19,250. But be careful. Don't go ahead. Whenever you do an adjustment, don't just write it once. It has to be written twice. And you have written right now only once, that is bad debts, 1,000. Bad debts is a loss. So automatically your hand should be going to profit and loss account debit side. That's where we record all the loss. So let's go there. Bad debts 1,000. And can you tell me which bad debts these are? Old or new?
New.
New. Old was already given to us in the table which we recorded. There it's written also bad debts old. And these are bad debts which are new. So we have written the word new bad debts. There I'm going to write plus 1,000. One part of the adjustment is over relating to bad debts, actual loss. But there is also possible loss that also will reduce the value of debtors. So come back to debtors, and this time you will write less RDD. That is reserve for doubtful debts, RDD. Short form is allowed, okay? This is a valid short form, RDD. It is recognized. So you can use this form. Less RDD. And now let's calculate. They have told us provide 2% reserve. You feel that possible, there is a possibility that 2% of these people will not pay us in the future. So we should record that also. So what you do is calculate 2% of 19,250, the new balance, and tell me what is that amount, 2%.
385.
385, that's correct. 19,250 into 2 upon 100, 2% is 385. So deduct and tell me now the actual value of debtors that you will be receiving money from.
18,865.
Very good. 18,865. Second time you have adjusted debtors because there is a possibility of loss. We have recorded that 385. This is one effect. Second effect, again, come back to profit and loss account debit. We have already written the word new RDD. 385 you write there. And now we are ready to calculate all of these four adjustments together in the outer column. Only be careful, one of the item is minus 1500. So add three figures minus 1500 and tell me the value in the outer column.
285.
285.
285 is the right answer. That 1500 old RD, that is the only one which you will minus, the remaining things add, and yes, the value is 285. Let's go further. Point number 4, depreciation we have seen before. So let us finish adjustment of depreciation. Two assets, the value is changing. So if you read point number 4, it is saying provide depreciation 7.5% on machinery. Come to machinery and write down less depreciation. And calculate 7.5% of that figure, 12,000.
$900.
900. And deduct and tell me in the outer column.
11,001.
11,100. Similar adjustment is there on the other asset, furniture, on top. There also write less depreciation. Can you tell me what is the rate?
15.
15%. So calculate 15% of 6,000.
900.
Again 900. Deduct and tell me the figure in the outer column.
5,100.
5,100. So you have adjusted the value of asset correctly now. Furniture and machinery, both you have reduced the value because of depreciation, and depreciation is a loss. You have to record that also in profit and loss account. Second effect you will write in profit and loss account debit side. And both of them we will club together and write. So write to depreciation. Put a colon and write down. First was machinery 900. And then you had furniture also, which was 900. If you add up, you will know total depreciation, that is 1,800. Two effects are done. That point also is complete. And now only one point remains, and that is create discount on creditors at 3%. Our creditors, the people who we have to pay money to, they are giving us a discount. That is good for us. That is going to be our income. So we are going to adjust the creditors now. The way we adjusted debtors earlier, now time to adjust the creditors. So come to the liability side. And you see that creditors is 18,500. We don't have to pay 18,500. We will be paying them less because of discount. So write down less discount. And the rate of discount is 3%. So calculate 3% of 18,500.
555.
555.
Yes.
Deduct and tell me what is the value now.
$17,945.
945. So if you see, the value of creditors has reduced. Instead of paying 18,500, in future we will be paying only 17,945 because we have earned a discount of 555 rupees. That is our income. So let's record income then. One effect is here. The second effect in profit and loss account credit side, how you have commission received. Now you write by discount received. $555. That's it. Now all adjustments are done. Time to close our accounts. And that is always with the first one, and that is trading account. Now what you need to do is take the total of the debit and credit side, see which one is greater.
$65,270.
Which side?
Credit side.
Credit.
65,270.
Yes.
And what about the debit side?
57,000.
57,000. Okay, so you know that credit side is greater. That same total should be written both sides. Credit side, write down 65,270. Same on the debit. And because debit side is less, you are going to have to put some amount there, which is known as gross profit. Difference on the debit side is profit. To gross profit carried down. You take the difference to know what is that amount.
8,270.
8,270. That is gross profit. And transfer that to the next account, that is profit and loss account. You have left one line there on top on the credit side for that gross profit. On the other side, write down by gross profit brought down. From one side of the account to the other, balance keeps moving. Same figure, 8,270. The same procedure to be repeated for the next account, and that is profit and loss account. Again, check what is the total of the debit side and what is the total of the credit side.
21,480.
Which side?
460, sir.
460.
Which side?
Debit.
21,460.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about the credit side?
9,080.
9,000? 9080.
Yes, sir.
So debit side is greater. That total you will write on both sides. Take the total. $21,460.
$12,380.
12,380 is the difference on the credit side, which means that is a loss by net loss. 12,380. That was the difference. Okay. And now see what impact it has on the owner's wealth. Owner's wealth is capital in the business. And he has suffered a loss, which means his capital is going to reduce. Money in the business will reduce because of loss. 12,380 let's write that effect in the balance sheet. Each balance is continuing to the next statement. From trading, it went to P&L. Now from P&L to balance sheet, less net loss. Under capital, 12,380. Drawings, money went out of the business. Loss, money will reduce in the business. Both these things subtract and tell me the new capital now at the end.
39,620.
39,620. Do your own calculation and check whether all of these calculations are right. Well, 39,620 is the capital. And that's it. We have finished all adjustments. This is a balance sheet. Both sides should balance. Add up and check. Liabilities as well as assets.
Liabilities 72,315.
72,315. Yes, that is the easier side to add up. Only 4 figures there. But you need to check whether it is tallying. Add up also the figures on the asset and see whether you get the same amount.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have to get it right. 72,315. If everything is done correctly, all adjustment recorded twice, then balance sheet has to tally 72,315 is the total on both sides. That's it. At this point now, your solution is complete.